I know the mic is working. Let me see. Am I being seen? Nope. Nope. Just checking. Well, everyone, welcome to Food Alchemy. It is Friday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? So, I wanted to say hello and blessings to everybody. I am grateful that everybody spent time maybe with their friends and family in front of the internet or Zoom or Skype or wherever. Or maybe you are fortunate enough to spend time with your family members at home and you got to cook and sit and eat and tell stories and be blessed on this beautiful day on Friday. So just think about just the time that you have off on the day of Friday and how beautiful it is for you to be able to be part of that and be right here in live, and how a blessing it is to basically be available, if you will. Let's see. Oh, didn't mean that. Uh-oh. Go back. Okay, we're not going to do that. That'll mess everything up, but it's okay. So I just want to say just welcome and hope you're enjoying your day and all that good stuff. So without further ado, um, just like I said, it's just another day to be here and be grateful that you are alive. And let's talk about the energy that surrounds us during this time of happiness, the energy that make some people around this time give more than they gave before. Normally they don't, or they feel this time is the best time to give back. Sometimes people adopt families for the holidays, for the upcoming giving. Sometimes people will sit down. It was an episode that I watched, and I want to give credit for this darn man, of a woman that had spent every holiday with her sister, and one in the year that she transitioned, and it was the hardest year, and she was sitting in the parking lot and a family invited her over to have dinner, and it made that particular holiday a wonderful holiday for her to actually face and be part of. That they included her on this beautiful holiday. I thought that was so wonderful for that to happen, and they included her, and that made her, when she her family, to give back to other people, was standing on the street and had a sign out inviting people to her house that were strangers to come and sit down and partake of a meal during that time. And a lady that was like, oh, thought she was a goody two shoes and didn't know how it could help and all the things that it can do, but seeing how the lady that she invited in, she said, you're inviting a complete stranger in your home and blah, 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 blue. And what wind up happening, the lady was so grateful and told her that she had just lost her husband, and this was the first year that she would be without her husband. And it was very sad, and she was very grateful for their company. And that inspired the other lady to do the same thing. So it's like a chain effect. That's how we are in spirit. If one person does good, even though somebody else, and we try to explain what we're doing in a way, it's really good. Explaining why we do the things we do, um, give an explanation of a backstory, if you will, is what it's called. When you give a backstory, it helps people to understand where we're coming from spiritually because of that lonely spirit during the holidays make you not want to reach out or be sad. And then that one person that was really happy and wonderful that reached out to that person was sad and reluctant, changed an effect and had an effect on them in their life that they carried through for the rest of their lives and being grateful. You know, that is such a wonderful story in how spirit works. Now, that was a spirit working, the joy spirit, the love spirit, the sharing spirit, or angels, if you want to call them, whatever you want to call, that's what's about spirits and connecting and bringing them forth. And how do we do that? Some of us meditate, some of us get quiet in our minds and start to go and ask questions. Some of us take baths and get in a quiet spot. Some of us go swimming or jogging or walking, whatever that is that can quiet the mind so you can hear the intuitive godness, godliness of self and your higher conscious self that comes through and know these things and getting connected. So sometimes it's hard and sometimes it's not hard. Like the more you do it, the better you get, the better you feel, and the more connected you feel. You know what I mean? The more connected you feel when you are able to connect with different people, different spirits, especially a higher conscious mind. It is such a beautiful thing when you can do that and understanding, ooh, what it is that you're looking for. So, supposing you want to get in a higher vibration with your finances, say you're filing for bankruptcy, or say you're not feeling too kosher. And that in itself is a vibration. And when you're not feeling too good or you're not feeling happy, that vibration can take you to another vibration. You feel what I'm saying? And that is like really pretty cool. So you want to continue to talk, be positive as much as you can. What I say is write out all the things that you want. And the thing, some people tell you write a pro and a con list. I'm saying write all the things you want on one side. And then like, okay, take the paper. If I had a piece of paper, I would fold it in three. Okay. Write all the things you want on one column and then leave that other column blank and then go to the other column. So as you list them, look at the first one in the middle and figure out what is blocking you from getting that first thing that you want. What is the block? Okay. In the next column, you're going to write a solution how to get over that block. And it's like you just think about it and it'll start to flow. You know what I mean? It'll just start to flow. And you do that with each one, each one, each one. And then at the end, you read all the things how now You just go from, you see, like you wrote all the blocks in the middle, and because you folded in three, just go from the beginning to the end. Forget about the blocks, you see? You forget about the blocks. And what you can do is take that piece of paper, cut it in three strips, put it on another piece of paper, and just forget about what you, or the blocks, and go straight to what you can do, how to accomplish that. And that in itself is really great when you see that and accomplish that. It's like, woohoo! So, and you start working on these old things. Now, let me tell you, you don't have to do everything in a day because it's not done in a day. But I want you to see the positivity. Like from that point, you wrote down what you want, you wrote down what was blocking you, and then you went to the next part and you wrote down the things and how you solved it. That's like, ooh. Now, it might take you a little bit to get there. Don't be disappointed. You know what I mean? Don't be disappointed, and it's okay. Everybody has their speed that they get to. All I know, I hate saying this, all in divine time. But sometimes you want to punch that gas and go, and it don't work like that sometimes. So go back in your mind, and I want you to sit and picture what you said you wanted, what you said you had to do. Talk it out, walk it out, write it out, sing it out, dance it out, move it out. Whatever you have to do it, and do little steps if you have to. If you can make the big grandiose step, do that. But don't be disappointed in yourself if it's a small step. Be like, even if it's a little tiny, be happy that you made the step that you did to get where you got to. You know what I mean? Be happy. Get there and go, you know what? I did that. I did the thing. And I'm accomplished. And pat yourself on the back. If there's nobody else, you just sit there. You did a good job. You go, boy. You go, girl. Whatever it is, you give yourself that encouragement to keep going on and on and on. And you just said, okay, I'm flowing with this energy. I'm loving this energy. And remember that energy. That's the way that you stay at that vibration. Don't go into the negative and the whatnots and what should, could have, would have been. Go into the thought of, whew, and feel it. Feel the energy. Walk with it and know that you're okay. Sometimes that's kind of hard to be able to walk in that energy, but it's not that hard if you look at it. Count, like my exercise, I think of every day. Before my feet touch the pillow, I'm really, it's a good act for me to continue to do is meditate and go in my mind, quiet my mind, don't do anything. And then when I turn and my feet hit the ground, I say, ooh, I thank you because I put my right foot, my left foot on the ground. Ooh, I thank you because I'm able to stand. Ooh, I thank you because I'm able to move my hips. Ooh, I thank you because I'm able to use my feet. Ooh, I'm grateful because I'm breathing and I don't have a breathing apparatus. Ooh, I'm breathing. Ooh, I'm able to see. Ooh, I'm able to open my mouth and words come out. Ooh, I'm able to hear. Ooh, I was able to think and know where I'm going. These are things to be grateful for in each and every way. These are things that help you get to the next level. And it will help you Stay in that state of mind when you're there. Because when you're getting up and you name all the things thankful for, okay, I'm thankful that I know my child is safe. For I'm thankful because my grandmother, my aunt, my whoever, blah, blah, blah. I woke up this morning and it wasn't a phone call that I needed to get there a quick and a hurry. You know what I mean? That is something to be really grateful for, because you could have been startled out of your sleep, all kinds of different things, but you weren't. So I just want you to think of all the things that you're grateful for when you turn your feet over. And then start giving thanks. Say thank you. Look at your guardian angels and say, oh my gosh, y'all shining on me. Uh-huh. And then your higher conscious self, ooh, yeah, man. As you keep going and doing and building, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So, as it was in the chat room, it's like building a muscle. So, think about it. How do you build muscle? You keep training and training and training. So, every day, every second is a training. So when someone comes past you, your biggest challenge, you usually sometimes, well, I used to have that one friend that's always like, girl, you can't do that. That such and such and such and such and such and such person's doing that. You can't do that. I don't let their deterrence affect me, because what they did is they just gave me fuel to make it even higher, because they said that was not the norm that they know of. But it's okay. That's not what they're used to, but working in my energy, I am used to beating the odds. And I am again going to beat the odds. And that's how I think about it. This might not look like it's in my favor, but it's always in my favor. It might not look like I control this, but I can, and I can make it happen. So my outcome is always see a solution, not a farce of a distraction. You know what I mean? Not seeing a distraction. Keep it going, keep it moving, keep going, and just stay in that energy. Stay in that abundance. Stay in that high frequency, knowing that you can accomplish anything you want. You can move all obstacles. And when you think that, see that, know that, breathe that, eat that, know just without a blink, anytime somebody comes at you like, it's be like, you know what? Not, no, not me, not me, not me. You'll get used to it. You'll keep rolling in that energy. And you will find that the people and your peers of the same vibration will start gravitating to you. You will start like, ooh, they'll start like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. You know what? I seen you. I wanted to talk to you. I seen you, but I just something felt like I couldn't talk to you. But today you seem approachable. It might be something as simple as that. Or, you know what? You said, I want to have, state out like how many customers you want to have, how many clients you want to have, how many things you want to accomplish. Put this and put a date on it. I want to say, I want to be out of the place I'm in right now and Christmas, spend my Christmas in my new place and enjoy all the wonderful things. I want to be able to kick up my feet. I want to be able to relax. This is what I want. And because I want this, it's going to happen. Now, it's not your business how you get there, but be open to the opportunity. That is one of the things that happens to us when we're in that mind funk. We're worried about how it's going to get there, how this is going to happen, and all the little A, B, B, and all the synchronons. Now, that's not important. What is important is, okay, is my mind open? If somebody, and say that my mind is open to the opportunity of things coming, and I'm going to see how they come for me to be blessed with the opportunity that I put forth. Even so much as your mate or significant other that you want to be with. Am I at their vibration? Are they at my vibration? What can I do to do that? Doing some sleep work, talking with them, writing it out, even writing them a letter. You got some negativity that you might have to clean up in your backyard before you're ready for your mate. It might be things that you need to do in your finances in order to meet your mate. It might be things for you to do so that you're at equal thing, or it might be something that they need to do. And you got to accept that. So if you're willing to wait for this person while they get their stuff together, then that's okay. So know that in your heart it's going to take them a while to get there, and just say, okay, this is what I'm doing. And I am working on me, because the only person and energy I can change, and my outcome is for me. I cannot change anybody else. I only can change me. So as I change, as I grow, as I know, I go in that energy and I work with that. So knowing that, spirit might send you someone else, or spirit, like you wanted to go to that particular house, spirit might give you a whole different dynamic. You're thinking something else. It might, what you're going to get is always better than what you thought you could get. If spirit is spirit guided and divided in divine time, is always going to give you better than you thought. And that's what we sometimes don't realize. Spirit gives us better than we think. And when we accept that, that is like, okay, I'm cool. I'm grateful that I can get there. So, what about this time? You want to spend time with your mate, or you want to spend time with the person that you're going to be with the rest of your life. What you do is, like I said, sit down. If you were with him, what or her, what would you do? What would you want that setting to look like? How does that, how does it feel like when you're thinking about it? How does it smell that they're just there? How does that work for you? I'm just saying. When you think about that, hold on for 1 second. This is my favorite water. It's lemon and cucumber. I'm gonna do something. Corey, he left the oven on. And I can't get up right now. But clear it out, like maybe even fix a dinner plate. And as you fix you a dinner plate, fix them a dinner plate like you would do, and sit there and even think about the conversation. What would you talk about? How would that look? I mean, like, how does that look for you? I'm just saying. So when you're doing that, you have the plate, you're sitting there, you have music on, so you're meditating and sending love, and you're sending that energy, and you're feeling that energy as you're eating, and just being grateful that you have this time together. What do you want to work on with each other? What is it that you see with each other? You know what I mean? Those are yeah, you can sometimes taste your thing where you want to be at, your mate. It's like she said, that's deep how it smells. Um, it can be, because you're in sync, and you're basically, everything to me is frequencies and energy. So it's like a radio. Finding that dial on the radio that works with you and what you're working with. So as you turn that dial, what does it sound like? What are you hearing? So when you keep doing that, it's like, you know what? Hold on. You you just like, okay, this is what's going on, and this is what I hear. This is the kind of music I would be playing right about now. This is what my bedroom would look like, or this is what I would hope my bedroom and the bathroom, or whatever, like walking and being in that frequency energy, because you're preparing it. Just like your house. Like I said, if you want to move, start getting the stuff to move. Pack it up how you see it. Okay. And get the things that you know, that visualize that you will need. So hear what the sounds like I said, and smell it. And not only are you smelling it, sometimes you can taste. What food do you think you would have in common sitting down with this person? Or what color would resonate in that area? So these are things that you want to gravitate and start actually working in. So you start looking in your mind and start working, okay, this is what's going on. I want to bring my mate to me. And as I work on bringing my mate or whatever, I am putting myself in the energy, in the field that I am surrounding myself, that I'm going to meet my mate and I'm going to be there and he's going to be there. So what do we have in common? And what you have in common is something that lets you know about your mate, what you're working on. And like I said, you keep building, building on top of building after building after building that foundation of relationship. And like I said, when you go to sleep, what are the words that you use when you go to sleep? That you speaking to your mate. When you wake up, are you just waking up? When I wake up, I say, well, good, wake up, honey. Hi, how are you? Something like that. Like if they were there, how would it be? How would, is they still sleeping, or like, you know what, I got to get up because babe or honey or darling or sweetheart or whatever is there in the bed, and I don't want to disturb him, and his hours might be different than mine. So keep that in mind. So you have different scenarios that you can work with. And when you really get good enough with it, you'll be able to work. Oh my gosh, you'll start seeing little coincidences. They're not coincidence. These are things that are lining you up for what you're preparing you for. It's going to line you up what you're being prepared for in this next phase that you're going through, whether it's your house, whether it's your mate, whether it's a new job. These, all of them will line up because the frequency is lining up. If you're doing more in that field that you want to be and putting out there, okay, and introducing ourselves, and people's like, oh, well, it's COVID and it's so hard. There's another way to do something because other people are making a way. So what do I need to do? How do I need to look at that and resonate? Because I'm not buying that it's COVID. I'm not buying that this money's not coming. I'm saying money is going to come and things that I want are going to be blessing me. I know that, I see that, and that's what I'm going to work with. So as I see that, I'm working in that energy. Oh yeah, I was doing this. Okay, I know that. So now that I know that I'm doing this, what else? Who would I contact? Okay, oh, they got something going on. Maybe y'all could network together. Maybe y'all could do something together and help each other build. You see that how it seemed like it's crazy, but it's not crazy. It's really fabulous that you'll be able to work in that energy to get to the very next level where you want to be. So, you know what? Even as something as women say they want to have children. Yeah, you can do the spiritual bath, you can get the ceremony, there's things that you can do and things and eating right and all that stuff. I mean, you can do that. But visualize what you want that being to come into and how you're introduced this being to the world. So you start preparing. It might be something as straightening up a room or a space and having little items for that baby for it to come. You know what I mean? Little things. And having a photo of doing some things, of having, the baby to come, and visualize what this being will be like in you, and going with that and working with that energy and talking to your future child to be able to enter your vessel, because it might be some work that you need to do on yourself, or your mate, or whoever you with, or mates need to do to prepare for this individual soul to be connected with you, to come through you. So when you're in alignment with all of that, everything will start to come in. And I'm not saying that some people don't have issues where they can't, but sometimes it's a lot of work. Don't let somebody that tells you that what you want you can't get, because you can get it if you believe it. If you see it, you can achieve it. Believe it, see it, and achieve it. I know you're like, what? You work on that? I'm telling you, doors will open up. Things you never known will be available to you. But don't think nothing negative. And the thing is that I learned from Dr. Joseph, I'm trying to think of his name. Oh my goodness. He said, the trauma that you figured in your life is always with a story. So your body always reacts to that trauma with that, and your mind think of that story. So your body reacts, but your mind goes back and remember that. So what you need to do is go back to erase the trauma and drama and replace it with something else. So when you replace it, that story you told will not have the same energy. And think about, maybe you got to do some forgiveness, not for them, but also for yourself. Say, oh, wow, and let it go. So when you see that, your body won't tense up. Okay, I'll give you an example. A person that I know was shot, and they were shot by a particular gender, a particular race, and they equate that to why they will not get in relationship with that particular race of a woman, because of the trauma. And when you think about it, he said, when I say this, a lot of people laugh, but he didn't say, tell me about the dating part until later. And I was like, but because you can't imagine somebody just coming up to you and shooting this person. And there was a black log in a story, but every time this person thought about getting in a relationship, he was colored by his trauma and the story that he had in his life to block him from meeting somebody that was of that race. You see how that is? That trauma was connected by the drama that he suffered from. And that's nothing small to be getting shot by somebody. But that affects him. This happened when he was like 19. He's in his going to be in his 50s. So it still affects him today. So me, being the person that I am, I'm like, let's work on this. This is something that we got to let go, because this is the story you're telling you, and not everybody's like that. And that could be like, okay, like somebody getting mugged by a race, and all they think about another race, and the woman sees that boy, and the first thing they do is clench their purse, like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And they really start having a panic and anxiety attack. They really start having a panic and anxiety attack because of the trauma they went through with that race. So it colors them for people of a different race or whatever, and have them start thinking about this. So basically, again, they need to go back and erase that trauma and drama, and work with the coach if you can, to get rid of the trauma drama, because your body reacts and it remembers the tightness, it remembers the fear, it remembers that, and it holds on to it. But if you let it go and you start replacing it with other things, you'll start saying, oh my goodness, grateful. Like the woman went to the court for a young man that shot her son and was another race. And she could have had animosity towards this race and everything, but she didn't. She went and supported him because she said some kind of trauma or drama had to happen for this person to feel or see that this person is a threat. And she worked with them and hugged them and really had to really forgive. Now, that's a big hearted person of love and understanding, where she had to get rid of that fear and let him know, I support you, and gave him love and sent love with him. Most people say she was a fool, but some people, like, it all depends where you are in your walk in your life. When you realize that someone is at another place, just leave them where they are. You don't have to try to beat them over the head, if they're willing to change. But like me, I want to give you some opportunities, some information for you to change your mind about a certain thing that you fear. That's the counselor in me. That's the minister in me. That's the Ceci in me. That's the love in me. These are the things that I say, okay, well, let me see what I can work with. And if they're not ready to accept or ready for that, I said, okay, when you're ready, you let me know. I'm here for you. And still support them, but it is what it is. That's how we got to be, because a lot of us come with a lot of hooks and conditions. If you do things my way, we good. I don't want you to do things my way, but the thing is that don't want to open yourself to hurt. And the thing is, you got to look at, if they're hurting you, they've been hurt before, and sometimes they have not been given the opportunity. You hear me? The opportunity to let go the hurt. So they have those conditions and blocks up because they were never given that opportunity, or they don't know how to go about that opportunity to begin to heal themselves and to love themselves and love others. And you got to say, it's okay. Keep it rocking. Keep it rocking. And the more you keep it rocking, the more you keep it going and put out that energy, I'm telling you, you start erasing all the trauma one at a time, pulling it out. And as you're pulling it out, the trauma and drama goes out. And then, okay, smut, smut, click. And you can even do some clearing. You can do some clearing, some cutting to remove different attachments to you, because they are attachments. It's like a little puppet, but it's worse than being a puppet, because the puppet, that controls the hands and the feet, and that's it, but these wires control your thoughts, your mind, your body, and it controls your movement, whether you move, because when you think about it, you're like this, and then we're like, relax. Like, you see, like, up, and then how relaxed you are. That is letting go. And when you're going through your walk, only thing I can say is just always send love before you go out. If you Reiki, send Reiki out. Send prana healing out. Sumuna Aiki, whatever energy. Send the energy out before you get there, before you go to a place. When I learned Reiki, I learned it from a good friend that taught me. Luis Gonzalez, a good friend of mine. I had met in Arizona and we were talking, and I wanted to do Reiki. And he was talking about it, and I was like, oh, sure, why not? I do this and that. And he brought it to me with an open mind and open heart, and taught me the first person you begin to heal before you do Reiki is yourself. And a lot of us that are spiritualists and light workers and healers, we don't work on ourselves. We're already ready to go to work on other people, but we don't take the time out to do the real work that we are scratching. And sometimes we're just scratching the surface of who we are. But when you work on yourself and see what, how deep it really is like, what? Whoa, that is amazing. And to see where you were and where you're all today from before in the past, that's amazing. And that's why I say give yourself kudos all the time from where you journey from and where you are today. And keep that mind, like work on it every day. Every time you feel the frequency of the sadness, go back and pull it back. You know what? I did this and I got out of this situation. I was there and I got this out of this. And you know what? I did this, and keep saying it and work in that energy, because when you accomplished it, you were so up, you were so high, your energy was flowing. It was a high energy. Stay in that energy. So every time you go down, pull it up. And I'm not saying you're not going to have down days, because there are days that you're going to feel sad. There's going to be days that you just like, ugh, and it's okay. Give yourself a moment to live in that emotion. Give yourself permission to be in that emotion, and don't scold yourself. Don't feel bad. Now, I'm not saying be there for 4 days or whatever, but give yourself that permission to feel that. And then think of something that you could do to improve that situation, so you're not down there and just staying at that low vibration, because that you are not a low vibration person. That is not your energy. That's not where you belong. You deserve to be in a high frequency. You deserve to have the best. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to laugh. These are the things you deserve. It's your ordained right to be happy. It's your ordained right to be in love, even if it's in love with yourself. Do you even know how to love yourself? If you want to love somebody, first you got to love you with all your flaws, because no one is perfect. All your flaws, all the things that are not, love you. When you love you, oh my gosh, it's like turning on a spigot. Everybody, wait, man, I didn't see you. I didn't see you. Now I'm like, girl, did something, but new hairstyle? Is that a new dress? Boy, those shoes are sharp. What you doing? What you doing? And they want to be a part of that, because they're looking at that energy and they are vibrating off of that energy. They're vibrating of what you're putting out. That's what I'm saying. So when you're going and you're slipping, and it used to be, I'm slipping and I'm falling and I can't get up. I'm slipping, I'm falling and I can't get up. That's DMX. And he came back with another song. That's what I like about this young man. He's older than I am, but still, I like about this young man. Um, his music had a purpose and it had a message. Like a lot of people that were in the industry, there was a message that we're saying, and it had a purpose. It was to heal you, build you, and make you see. It wasn't just, I'm out here, I'm trying to get these G's and I want to smoke this food and I'm doing a bubble bubble bubble, whatever they're talking about, and I'm having this with this woman and da 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 da. It wasn't about that. It was about, like, I like Marvin Gaye. Woo! I like Shaka Khan. I'm Every Woman. Sexual Healing. I mean, Patti LaBelle and the Blue Notes. Marvin. Um, he's from Philadelphia too. So these singers had songs that touched your heart and also gave a positive message to be up. And they even had one where they were begging, baby, please, please, please. I think that was James Brown. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, it, the music is very important. And the notes that people play for the music is important too. It is healing when you hear certain notes and certain words. There's a pattern they put in there for you to get the healing, and healing of your heart, healing of your soul, and healing of your mind. Because Marvin Gaye talked about, I love him, as you say, he's Philly guy, talked about the drugs and the teachers. Wake up, everybody. That's basically wake up and get out from being unconscious. Wake up, get conscious, get understanding, get connected. And it made you think. Um, what was it? Stevie Wonder, superstitious. Very superstitious. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, all these things had a purpose, and the notes hit something in your body. Not only did you move, you were shaking that energy. That's a frequency. That's a spirit. That's what I'm saying. When you got up in church, what was her name? Mahalia Jackson. No, that wasn't her song. Her name was Alberta Walker. She used to sing this song, please be patient with me. God is not through with me yet. And ask them, when God get through with me, when God get through with me, I will come forth. I will come forth as pure gold. That is something. You know what I mean? Those musics, those notes. Shirley Caesar, The Mule. That's my favorite song, The Mule. I'm not spiritual. I like the songs, but also I like the music. And the reason I like it because of the vibration, and it touches something. And the guy was talking about how he was shouting in the church, and the deacons and all of them went out to the man. And he said, you see that drive you walked? I own that. You see that? All the bills, I paid for that. Everything I own. I worked this land. And he said, since I can't jump and shout in your church, so I'm going to jump and shout right here. That he was grateful. Now, yeah, it's got religious dogma, but I'm saying that the words and the encouragement are there. I mean, I got Celine Dion that has great words and music. It's a lot of people from different genres that have different things. Liz, as you said, I'm very eclectic in my music. I'm very eclectic in my life. I am very, as my son said, very versatile. In things that I like and do. And I'm very particular about the things that I like. So I like the mantras. I like the chants, whether it be from Tibet, to Tibetan monks, to the monks from India. So for me, it's okay. I just like that energy. I just like the music, the notes, the message, and what they're saying. And it's always uplifting and getting your conscious mind in another state of being. That what works for me for music. That's why I went in to be a vibrational therapist, because I can see how music can change and take sadness away and make it glad and make you happy, make you smile, make you dance, give you the energy that you need. and it could comfort you in the midst of darkness when you feel you have at despair. Those vibrations, when you hit at the certain notes, can bring you up, but also if they're hit at the wrong, it can make you jump off a cliff. So for everything, there's good and there's can be a negative. But we're going to stay in the positive. Not saying these things don't happen, but I want you to think about, oh my gosh, this is so amazing that I woke up. I have a song in my heart, a pep in my step, and my body swaying and moving the way I want it. Because there's some people that can't move their hips. There's some people that can't see. There's some people that can't hear. There's some people that can't talk. There's some people that can't write because their hands and they can't move. So these enough is be grateful. If you have nieces and nephews and don't have children but want to have children, be grateful for them to be in your life. If you have children, and you will find that certain people that are godparents, even though they are not parents, they are raising and help raise. They are part of the village, as we say, that help raise the children to guide them to be the adults that they can become. At the positive, the more this village come together, this community implements, helps, the stronger they have on this child or young man to adult, or young woman to an adult, to have positivity. And the more they have positive images, they see, they talk, they hear, that they have someone to speak with, the better they will be in life and the better they will accomplish. And you'll be like, oh my gosh. And you did that. You were part of that community. You are the godparent. You did that. You introduced them to things. I'm grateful for my first adoptive, I felt, mother was my aunt, my mother's baby sister. She taught me the one about going to classy restaurants and going to New York City, and going shopping and the Rockettes, and skating at the Rockefeller Center, and going to operas. And she didn't like the operas. I wanted to go to Cats. She took me to Cats. Goodness knows, she taught me to have the best of the best and always want the best of the best. And I didn't see her with a man to make her get this. She did this on her own. So that's where I got my mind is, get it. So that colored me in a way of how I thought of likes, is that I got to be strong and make it work. My mother played a part on how strong I am as well. Everybody, an individual in my life, from my nanny to my nona to my nana to my dad's to, my stepmother to, the women that have come and gone in my life have played a great part. And I always say, Miss Ruby Stovall is a awesome lady. I remember her. She was the one that took out, she used to do palm reading, and she used to do it in the bar. And she was talking about palm reading. So she kind of got me into reading the palms and showing me, no, that was not right. That is what I'm grateful for. She kind of opened me up to the metaphysical of the world and metaphysics, that when I played them with one of my dads, my dad Harold, he was able to actually work with me, and we would do telephone things or communication and horn on and find each other. Those are the things that I'm grateful for. I am grateful for the example that he set, and some examples he didn't, some things he did. The woods and what I shouldn't do, which is really good as well. Um, I am grateful for everybody that had played a part in my life, because they brought something, and that's what I start looking at. Matter of fact, yesterday, writing down all the things that they've brought to my life and how it colored me and made me a strong young lady, a strong woman, a very powerful mother to my children, and how I guided. I'm tough, I'm strict, but I'm also very loving and very open-minded on some things. Some things I'm not going to bend on, and that it is what it is. I believe my children should find their own dogma, religion, or what they're going to believe in. And I used to like, no, you gotta believe this. This is because it's been printed in me. It's gotta be no. If that's not what they want, okay, I gotta let it go. And I'm not gonna kick you out my house. I told someone I didn't care whether my children were gay or straight or whatever, and I didn't and don't. Son is straight, my daughter's straight, but I'm just saying I let that be out there because I've seen some disattachments because of that being in the field, and dogma say we shouldn't do it. How am I going to judge somebody's life? Because I am not there to judge. It's not there for me to judge. It's there for me to help. And how do I know that is not the way their God or their source created them to be like that? Who am I to question? Because I'm not going to do that. Whatever you believe in Native American, it believes if you are gay, you're born with two souls. Also, in certain Polynesian cultures, there are women that actually take on the male aspect because maybe they have nothing but females. And what they do is they set up house. They have other tribes that do that, that take on that masculine role and raise the family and be the breadwinner because that's what it is. And it's over in overseas, they talk about it. In other countries, they do this as well because that is right. And it's nothing wrong with it. It's a spirit of loving and unconditional love. Does your love come with conditions? If you don't do this, then I don't love you. If you don't bend the way I say, I don't love you. The thing is, you can love people from afar but still love them. They don't have to be right up there in your circle, but you can still love. That is something for us to think about. How do you love? With conditions or without? Are you really able to be love? Are you really ready to go back to love what you come from? Because that's how I see it. We come from love, from a source of love, and that's who we are, love. And because we are love, we give out love. But some of us forget when we come into this vessel, portal, whatever you want to call it, vehicle, exactly how to love unconditionally. And that is what we're supposed to love, to learn to love and to go back so we can be that unconditional love portal, vessel, whatever, vehicle, so we can show. And only thing we can do, but let's not be stubborn because somebody else is not doing what we would feel is right. I know it's like, what? It's a lot to take in. And it's a lot of information. I just want you to think about, how do you love? What says love to you? What is your expectations of love? Because these same expectations are what you're going to look for in somebody in your life. And you have these expectations. Like, mine's for a friend, is my friend is there for me through the uglies, through the sad and things, and I should be able to scream and shout and say what I need to say. Not at them necessarily, but if I'm in a funk, I should be able to have that moment and I'll be like, you need to get over yourself. You just get over yourself. No. Be that support. Like, okay, well, I'm in my mood. Okay, well, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to eat this. And okay, girl, all right, go ahead. I ain't gonna lecture you, which you shouldn't do because that's not my place. I am not you. And don't lecture. I don't want you to lecture me because you're not me either. You know what I mean? So we do different things outwardly to appease something that's going inwardly until we're able to maybe communicate it, write with it, or deal with it. I'm just saying. This has been Food Alchemy with Dr. D. And I hope you will stay tuned. And I hope I will see you tomorrow. We have another show. It is downright sensual. and sexual, and we will talk about the magic and the body of understanding. And like I said, this is only grown folk people business. Don't let no youngins in here because it won't be pretty. So I'm making sure if you're not 18, you can't get in. So I'm not going to be held responsible. So I hope to see you later. I said nothing but love to you, love, light, longevity. I am Dr. D from Food Alchemy. Chill, y'all.